Gold was the defining color in WEC's opening round from Qatar. But unfortunately for Cadillac Hertz Team Jota, that's not because of a golden trophy for the brand new gold-nosed Cadillac. No, it's because this new factory operation broke the golden rule of motorsports. Never make contact with your teammate. So, to understand the backstory behind this back-breaking moment, let's jump on board with Earl Bamber as he warms the tires before the green flag in his 38 car that he shares with Jenson Button and Sebastian Bourdais. Though Cadillac looked strong in qualifying, Ferrari has been seemingly unbeatable this weekend. So, this 38 crew will have to take big risks to bring this thunderous V8 to the top step of the podium. The race goes green, and the 2025 WEC season is underway with the two Ferraris battling for the lead. The number 50 car looks around the outside of the 51 into turn 1, but Collado squeezes Nielsen wide on the exit as he hangs on to that first position through the first corner. Into turn 2, and Bamber is sawing at the wheel, really struggling on these cold tires as he puts pressure on BMW's newest driver, Kevin Magnussen, just out front. But just behind this Cadillac is the Alpine of Habsburg, who looks for a way past around the outside through this fast right-hander. That Cadillac is struggling with grip as we can see it wiggling through turn 5. Habsburg is on the attack, braking late up the inside of the 38 car and squeezes his way past through the apex of this tight left-hander. But Bamber tries to fight back, and they make contact going down the straight into turn 7. Bamber tries to hang on through the inside as they make contact once again, but that Alpine is able to sneak its way past this 38 Cadillac that's now under pressure from the number 20 BMW. Bamber brakes hard into this tight left-hander as he gets a late apex and squeezes on the throttle on the exit. By this point, he has begun to put temperature in his tires and can start to plan his path forward through this hypercar field. As they make their way through these fast right-handers though, we can see this Cadillac is struggling with understeer as he is stuck in the dirty air of that Alpine. We can see the Alpine is tucked in behind that BMW, and he gets understeer. Bamber has the run coming out of the corner, pops to the left-hand side. Habsburg brakes as late as he can, trying to defend that position, but it's too late. He runs wide on the exit. Bamber has the run coming out of the corner, but the Alpine tries to hang on down the front straight as they make their way past the LMGT3 cars. Bamber tucks in behind that Alpine, and Habsburg pulls to the right as he defends his position into turn 1. Bamber brakes as late as humanly possible around the outside and hangs on to 4th position as he works his way back up through the field, now focusing on the XF1 turned BMW driver just out front. Magnussen pops around the outside of that Ferrari, but is deep in the braking zone, running wide through the final corner, and his exit is compromised. Bamber once again has a run going down the front straight as he tucks into the draft of the number 15 BMW. Magnussen defends to the inside with Bamber once again braking incredibly late around the outside. They make it 3 wide around the McLaren, but Bamber cuts it too close and they make contact, sending the 38 car spinning. Bamber threw all of the cards on the table, but just came up short. As he refires this number 38 car and rejoins the racetrack, he will have a huge amount of work to do as we jump on board the brand new Aston Martin Valkyrie with its screaming V12 that flies past that delayed Cadillac. Bamber has an unintentional front row view to WEC's newest hypercar. Now, as Bamber pokes his nose up the inside, heading into the 3 fast right-handers, I just want to say I am so happy to have this Valkyrie in WEC. This whole hypercar class was designed around the idea of having a dual road car, race car, and currently the Valkyrie is the only car that ticks that box. And I know that as time goes on, they will continue to refine and develop this V12-powered hypercar. But as Tinknell makes his way into the final corner, we can see that Aston struggling with understeer, and the Cadillac is looming large in Tinknell's mirrors. Bamber gently pulls to the right as he passes this Aston Martin Valkyrie and restarts his charge up through the field. But while we're here, let's enjoy a few more seconds aboard this Aston Martin. That V12 just sounds so perfect in this series as we jump back on board with Earl Bamber, and he closes in on the number 99 Proton Porsche, which runs really deep into the final corner. Everyone seems to be struggling with that tight right-hander except for this Cadillac, and that is absolutely perfect for overtaking, as once again Bamber is in the draft and easily makes his way past that privately entered Porsche. But with Bamber up to 15th, continued progress through this field is going to be much more challenging, because I can guarantee you that Vantor is not going to just open the door for this number 38 car. And as they exit turn 2, we can see that Porsche is struggling for pace, just able to stay ahead through that fast right-hander. Bamber pokes his nose up the inside, but Vantor hangs it tough around the outside, holding on to that position as he slides through that fast right-hander. He defends to the inside. Bamber looks around the outside of the Porsche, but is forced off the road as Vantor hangs onto the position once again. These two, who used to be teammates at Porsche in the RSR, are fighting the way only old friends can. And into the final corner, Vantor encounters a huge amount of traffic out front. That Aston Martin GT3 just gets in his way on the exit, and Bamber has a run on the Porsche driver. Bamber pops to the inside and makes his way up alongside that white striped Porsche. We can see traffic out front. The BMW pulls to the right-hand side and blocks the Cadillac, allowing the Porsche to hang on to the position. This fighting in the midfield is so intense among these hypercar drivers. Into the fast left-hander, and we see the Toyota goes around the left side with the Porsche going around the right of that McLaren, as these two then switch on each other, with the Toyota defending the inside of the corner. Vantor looking around the outside as he tries to get a better run coming onto the front straight. Buemi pulls to the right-hand side and does a little draft snake, trying to defend his position from that Porsche, but Vantor has the run and the speed as they make their way into turn 1 and breaks around the outside to claim 12th position, as Bamber tries to follow that Porsche through as well, with the Toyota on the back foot. Through the left-hander, and that Toyota runs a really wide line. We can see that Bamber is so good through these low-speed corners, especially as the stint continues. The Toyota has to defend into this fast right-hander, with Bamber looking around the outside. That Toyota slides wide. Bamber gets a nose alongside, but it's chopped off by Buemi, who hangs onto the position and defends into that tight left-hander. Now, as they make their way through the final corner, Buemi is the first to pull to the right and into pit lane. So that clears the road for Bamber to once again focus on the rear end of that white striped Porsche. As this V8 sings into turn 1, we can see that just out front is another hypercar battle pack. That's 4, maybe 5 cars within touching distance of this 38 car. Though he made a mistake at the beginning of the stint, Bamber has done an incredible job to catch back up to this hypercar field. Just ahead of his ex-teammate, though, is his actual teammate, Will Stevens, who is looking to find his way past Kevin Magnussen in that 15 BMW, who seems to be really struggling at this point in the stint. Stevens looks around the outside through the tight left-hander, but Magnussen is just able to hold on through the exit as Vantor gets a great run coming out of the corner and looks to find a way past the Cadillac as well, but they encounter GT3 traffic and Vantor has to back out of it, as does Will Stevens, with that BMW just hanging on to the position. Bamber making his way around the Corvette GT3 on the exit as his teammate looks for a way past Magnussen. He throws it up the inside into that tight left-hander. Vantor gets a good run out of the corner as well, also finding his way past Magnussen in that BMW, who loses 2 positions in the span of 1 corner into the fast right-handers, and they encounter GT3 traffic. Magnussen tags the rear of the BMW, and Bamber has to swerve to avoid as he makes his way past Magnussen on the exit. It has been a trial by fire for that BMW driver as Bamber makes his way past a GT3 car and continues to chase down the rest of this hypercar field as he gets a big wiggle through the apex. With the stint coming to an end, though, Bamber has stayed out longer than the rest of his hypercar competitors and enters the pit lane from first position in the hypercar class. As he enters the box, he hits his mark, and the team jumps over the wall to fill the car with fuel and replenish his drinks bottle. Unlike many of their competitors, however, this team has chosen not to take tires during this pit stop. So, as Bamber launches out of the pit box and rejoins the race, he is in 6th position. But as he makes his way into the braking zone for turn 1, he is in a battle for position with the 7 Toyota of Conway, who looks around the outside and makes the pass stick on this Cadillac. But with Bamber exiting the pits on hot tires, he is able to quickly take the fight to this Toyota. And as they make their way through this fast right-hander and down this short straight, Bamber will look to make quick work of this Toyota. Into these fast right-handers, Conway gets a huge amount of apex curb through the first apex, but understeers wide. He once again understeers, but this time off the track as Bamber makes his way around the outside as he claims 6th position from the Toyota. With the stint continuing, so does Bamber's charge through the field, and as he hurdles down the front straight, we can't see it, but he overtakes the 83 Ferrari of Robert Kubica around the outside into turn 1 to claim 5th position for this number 38 car. This Cadillac is just so hooked up around this track as he closes in on the number 20 BMW. And once again, into the final corner, this Cadillac is so hooked up as Bamber takes a huge amount of apex curb and slams the throttle on the exit. He is tucked up underneath the rear wing of that BMW as they hurtle down the front straight. Into turn 1, Bamber pokes his nose up the inside. The BMW tries to defend, but Bamber switches on him, goes around the outside, and hangs on as he claims 4th position in this number 38 car. With Bamber doing an incredible job of working his way through the field, Ferrari still has a stranglehold on the race with both 51 and 50 cars out front. With just over 2 hours of the race complete, James Calado pulls the right-hand side and slams on the brakes to take this 51 car into his pit box. With the stop complete, pole sitter and Le Mans winner Giovinazzi pulls out his pit box to rejoin the race. But as he does so, and struggles to get back up to speed, we can see that the virtual safety car comes out. Now, with the Cadillacs able to do a few more laps on their competition, this puts them in the perfect position to take a free pit stop behind the virtual safety car. So, with brand new tires sitting on the right-hand side, Bamber pulls into his pit box to hand over to his world champion teammate, Jenson Button. And with the stop complete, Button pulls away from his pit box. The engine refires, and he rejoins the race in the lead, directly behind the safety car. Now, as Jenson warms his tires and prepares to take the green flag, things get even better for this Jota crew, as the number 12 car of Alex Lynn lines up directly behind Jenson Button. It will be a Cadillac 1-2 as they take the green flag. So, with Lynn tucked in behind the rear wing of this Cadillac, Jenson slams the throttle and brings the field back to green, but slams on the brake and they make contact heading into the penultimate corner. From glory to gut-wrenching as Jenson Button's car sheds carbon fiber heading into the final corner, with Lynn also incurring severe damage in his number 12 car. His rear wing barely hanging onto the fin as Jenson Button pulls to the right-hand side to take the green flag from the pit lane. And as Jenson pulls into his pit box, his team does not waste a second as they jump back to work to put this number 38 car back together. Although this must have been such a painful weekend for the Jota crew, I hope they left the track with their heads held high, because they showed so much potential and were the only team that could truly take the fight to Ferrari. Anyways, if you guys made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching and so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys, and I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank you for all the love and support. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.